Hi, I'm Shawn, a clinical psychologist and the head of science at Naluri. If you're watching this, you are probably someone who is concerned about mental health enough to be willing to spend a few minutes of your life to understand more. There is also a slightly higher chance that you are a female rather than a male. If you are indeed a female, rest assured that I'm not a mind reader. I'm simply making an educated assumption that females are more likely to seek out for mental health related content. In general, studies have found that females are more open to discussing about mental health issues. If you happen to be male, well done. I hope you will continue to learn about mental health and encourage our fellow men to do the same. The truth is, information about mental health and access to psychological services have become widely available these days. Having these resources in plain sight is important to increase exposure and awareness to the general public and would allow individuals who are interested or in need to reach out. Nevertheless, whether someone engages with these resources is solely voluntary. Individuals who are not oriented to mental health are likely to just turn a blind eye, just like how they have probably ignored this video and many other calls to action. Even among those who acknowledge the importance of mental health, actual help-seeking behavior remains low. Perhaps it's the false impression that psychological services are only for people who are severely distressed. Perhaps it's the inability to recognize when someone is in need of help, or perhaps it's the enduring fallacy that help-seeking is a sign of personal weakness. Toxic masculinity, the tendency to glorify masculine characteristics in a way that is harmful to one's mental well-being, is a socially maintained problem. We need a cultural paradigm shift about mental health help-seeking to overcome this social barrier. While this may seem far-fetched to achieve, realize that cultural changes happen all the time. Often, powerful messages sent by influential figures and key opinion leaders create ripple effects that can shape a society's value. Thanks to our political, social, and corporate leaders in publicly promoting mental health, we have come a long way with mental health awareness. Perhaps it is time to take a step further. Ultimately, the goal of creating awareness is to produce behavioral change. A society that is informed about the importance of mental health, yet reluctant to seek help when necessary, suggests that our efforts need to be examined. For those who are watching this right now, ask yourself, did you reach out for psychological services when you were faced with mental health challenges? The fact that you are here demonstrates that you possess a certain level of awareness. However, if you did not reach out for mental health services when it might have benefited you, what were the reasons? Perhaps you did not think it was necessary. Perhaps the service were not logistically or financially accessible to you. Or perhaps you thought you have not come to the point just yet. Regardless, there were clearly barriers that prevented you from seeking help. On top of promoting mental health awareness, leaders need to take an active approach in facilitating help-seeking behavior. Apart from making resources more available, it is equally important to cultivate the willingness to seek help by redefining the role of psychological services. We have way too many leaders who are enthusiastic about encouraging people to perform better and strive for success. In the current society, we need leaders who are willing to show us that it is okay to not be okay, to show us that leaders need help too. To overcome the social barriers to help-seeking, leaders, especially men, should actively explore and experience psychological services. Lead by example and demonstrate to our fellow men that help-seeking is a respectable act. Don't just tell others to seek help. Share with others your own help-seeking experiences when you were going through a rough time. When a person who has never sought help before tells other person to seek help, the message is more likely to be perceived as an insult than an encouragement. Create a culture where when someone says, "I'm seeing a psychologist," the response will no longer be, "Why? Is something wrong with you?" Rather, the response we get will be, "Oh, that reminds me. I haven't checked in with mine for quite some time now. I should probably drop him a message and say hi." Create a culture where mentally and physically healthy individuals are enthusiastically engaging in a self-exploration and self-growth journey with their psychologists. One where emotionally distressed and vulnerable individuals feel safe and supported when sharing about their visits to the mental health clinic. and one where mental health help seeking is a norm. Just as our thinking about physical health has shifted from a focus on treatment to prevention, it is high time we adopt a proactive rather than reactive approach to mental health care. Psychological services are a vehicle to help individuals achieve their life goals. For some, it is to live life to the fullest. For others, it is to have the will to live another day. Regardless of the goal, psychological services have something to offer. However, it is up to you to take the first step to reach out.